Steven Gerrard lifted lid on Liverpool rivalry by revealing he hated two of his teammates. Steven Gerrard will go down as one of the greatest ever English footballing talents, securing 114 caps for his nation between 2000 and 2014, but he didn't always see eye to eye with his teammates. Hello everyone, I bring you football updates on this channel. Comment the team you support so I can share news about it. I hope you've subscribed. Thank you for watching. Steven Gerrard has opened up about his England teammates. Steven Gerrard explained that tensions between his boyhood club Liverpool and fierce rivals Manchester United spilled over into the England dressing room. Gerrard, who racked up 114 appearances for his nation between 2000 and 2014, is England's fourth most capped player of all time behind Peter Shilton, Wayne Rooney and David Beckham. While the now 44-year-old managed to forge close bonds with some of his fellow countrymen on international duty, there were two stars, in particular, that he struggled to see eye to eye with, owing to their club obligations. Speaking at an event in Belfast back in 2017, the former Liverpool captain was asked about his friendship with Rio Ferdinand in retirement. To which, he explained, "When you're lining up in the tunnel against Rio and Gary Neville, you want to do everything in your power to beat them. There's hatred there. That's exactly how it is. When you meet up for England at that time, you pretend you like them, but your career finishes, their career finishes, and your friendship starts for real. I've got nothing but respect for Rio as a player, played for a top club all his life. He's a good fella as well. I'm enjoying the role at BT Sport with him as well." Ferdinand also made a similar point the following year during an interview with Times magazine, explaining, "It overshadowed things. It killed that England team, that generation. One year we would have been fighting Liverpool to win the league. Another year, it would be Chelsea. So I was never going to walk into the England dressing room and open up to Frank Lampard, Ashley Cole, John Terry or Joe Cole at Chelsea, or Steven Gerrard or Jamie Carragher at Liverpool because of the fear they would take something back to their club and use it against us. I didn't realize that what I was doing was hurting England at the time. I was so engrossed, so obsessed with winning with Man United. Nothing else mattered." Rio Ferdinand also spoke of a rift between England players. Speaking about putting club rivalries aside for the better of the nation, former England manager Gareth Southgate explained in 2018, "We have listened to some compelling interviews from Frank and Rio and Steven, and we used that to say, okay, we have to make sure we put those club situations to one side. I don't think there is that intense rivalry between our top clubs that there was then. But this is a group that is young enough to be interested in doing a lot of things together. Most of them have come through the youth system with England together, so they're used to being at St. George's together. That's not a hardship for them. We are nothing to do with the past. The past can inform us and help us, but shouldn't shape us." Steven Gerrard was spotted at Anfield on Sunday. Despite being a part of England's golden generation in terms of talent and representing his nation at World Cups and the Euros for 14 years, Gerrard failed to win a thing with the Three Lions. Despite venturing into the world of management with Rangers, Aston Villa and Al Ettifaq, Gerrard is currently out of a job. However, it is rumored that the tactician is eyeing a return to Rangers in the Scottish Premiership for 2025-26. Time will only tell as Gerrard will be reunited with Ibrox, with Russell Martin, Davide Ancelotti and Brian Prisk also linked to the job. Ruben Amorim will have to fix Matheus Cunha concern ahead of Manchester United transfer. Wolves star Matheus Cunha is looking increasingly likely to become Man United's first signing of the summer transfer window. Matheus Cunha is likely to join Manchester United this summer. Barring any late snags or hiccups, Matheus Cunha is poised to become Manchester United's first signing of the summer transfer window. United remain locked in talks with Wolves about how to structure the payments for his £62.5 million release clause. Both United and Cunha are keen to get the deal done, and there is a growing expectation it will be completed. As reported by the Manchester Evening News last month, Cunha is optimistic about sealing a move to Old Trafford and strengthening the club's attacking options. If everything goes according to plan, he is expected to slot straight into head coach Ruben Amorim's starting 11 and occupy the left-sided number 10 berth. He is well-versed in a wing-back system from his time at Wolves, meaning it should be a seamless transition for the Brazilian. In Cunha, United are attempting to recruit a luxury player who can make something happen in the blink of an eye. He was a joy to watch at times throughout the 2024-25 campaign, and he contributed 17 goals and 6 assists across all competitions. United will be hoping he can replicate similar numbers at Old Trafford and increase their attacking output. United have finished each of the last 2 Premier League campaigns with a negative goal difference. Although his primary responsibility will be to score and create goals, Cunha will be expected to work tirelessly for the team out of possession. Amorim sets exceptionally high demands for his players to adhere to when they do not have the ball, urging them to press as much as possible. Speaking last December, the United head coach said, "It is impossible to win the Premier League without a team that doesn't run. You can do a starting lineup with the best players on the planet. Without running, they also won't win. We have to run like mad dogs, if not we won't win. The problem is, can they cope with that? If they're used to it in training, they will do it in games." Ruben Amorim sets high demands for his players. They can improve. You cannot be faster, but you can run more in training. They are professional athletes. Every coach has a different method of pressing. With that in mind, Cunha will have no choice but to alter one particular element of his game. Of the outfield players that played a minimum of 1,800 minutes in the Premier League this season, Cunha spent more time walking around the pitch than anyone else. Data gathered by Opta shows that Cunha spent 77.1% of his time on the pitch walking. The rest of the Premier League's top 5 walkers, interestingly, were all centre-backs, with the Brazilian being joined at the top of the table by Liverpool captain Virgil van Dijk, 76.6%, Nottingham Forest Murillo, 74.3%, Ezri Konsa of Aston Villa, 74.2%, and fellow Forest star Ola Aina, 73.8%. Of course, it can and will be argued that Cunha makes up for that slight downside to his game with his goals and creativity, which is arguably much more important than how quickly he makes his way around the pitch. However, working tirelessly without the ball is a non-negotiable for Amorim. The Portuguese's call for his players to run like mad dogs ought to serve as a warning to Cunha and urge him to transform one particular element of his play. If he can improve that, United will inherit an even better player. Rafinha sends Man United star Marcus Rashford blunt transfer message amid Barcelona interest. Former Leeds United forward Rafinha scored 34 goals and bagged 25 assists as Barcelona won La Liga, the Spanish Super Cup, and the Copa del Rey this season. Barcelona ace Rafinha has insisted that he is not concerned by the potential arrival of Manchester United winger Marcus Rashford or Liverpool forward Luis Diaz this summer. Rashford has been destined for the exit door at United since December, when he was dropped for the Manchester derby. After that decision by Ruben Amorim, the England international did not play another minute until he signed for Aston Villa on loan. Following a resurrection of his form with 4 goals and 6 assists in 17 appearances for Villa, his stint in the West Midlands was cut short as he picked up a season-ending injury. Now attention turns to where he will go next. Villa have a £40 million option to buy clause included in their loan agreement with United, but they do not have first refusal to sign Rashford. This means the winger can explore other options, and it is understood that Barcelona would be his dream move. Barcelona's sporting director Deco mentioned last week that the club hold an interest in both Rashford and Diaz, 2 players who would be providing competition for the prolific Rafinha if they were to sign. But when the prospect of facing competition from either man was mentioned in an interview with Mundo Deportivo, the Brazilian shrugged off concerns of losing his place. "I don't care about anything," he replied when asked if he was scared by the prospect of the Premier League duo joining. "Given the importance I've had this season, I'm not going to say I'm an undroppable player, but whoever comes in will have to work harder than me. For me, the important thing is that whoever comes in works well and helps the team. The most important thing is to have as many high-quality, committed players as possible, and then it's normal for each one to find their own space." Rashford is thought to be a target for Barca as they want a player who can play on the wings but can also feature as a center-forward cover for the aging Robert Lewandowski. Men's Sport understands there is little chance of Rashford working his way back into Amorim's plans at Old Trafford.